So you are a secretary. That's how it all began. I met one of their doctors who was doing really advanced research and he was looking for help from volunteers. Would I be interested? I said yes, as long as it didn't get in the way of my job. He said it would be an entirely separate thing from my work in the office and would be a private matter. I wasn't to tell anyone about it. But you're telling us. Yes, but you're Sam's mum and dad, and that doesn't count. Okay, if you like, so what happened then? The doctor asked me if I'd be willing to donate some of my ova, that's my eggs, although normally he only asked for them from ladies who had already had children. He said he was interested to meet volunteers who hadn't been through that experience as well. He wanted to find as many as he could, all secretly like. He was really nice, so I said yes. And what would that involve? I'd have to go through various procedures and watch my cycle and go up there to donate at separate times from my normal work. It's all a bit fussy, as if I'm helping to make it possible for other women to conceive. It'd all be worthwhile, don't you agree? Is that all there is to it, Amy? Not quite. You see, he wants to put some cells back into me to let them grow there. I think they will have been fertilized in addition in his lab. And what's more exciting still is that he can take eggs and sperm from different sources and introduce them to each other. It's like a marriage ceremony. Anyway, they're really interested in seeing if it's possible to replace deceased cells with healthy ones and grow new embryos in someone's womb. It's just so amazing. I couldn't believe what he told me. I'm not sure it's even legal. I'd be a pioneer in developing new medical procedures that could change the world. I'd be famous, except that it'd be all secret and no one must know. I'm been doing it, and the boys and girls who give him their you know whats would never know what had happened to them, to what they'd given him. I feel like I'm working at the GCHQ, all secret stuff to keep the country safe. Well, not really, of course. Amy, that sounds marvelous. I feel really proud of you as Sam's friend. Then you're doing such important work for the nation. What do you think, Dad? Does the church approve of this sort of thing? Well, that's a good question. I know that our bishop is not too keen on it. He has spoken about it at the synod. It was when I was chairing it last June, and there was quite a lot of opposition to anything like that. I think he's happy with work to get rid of disease in the first few days after conception, but not anything after that. If what Amy is describing amounts to her being a surrogate mum, he'd resist that strongly. You remember there was all that fuss about his views in the local paper? I'd have to be very careful what I said to anyone. But then it'd all be a private matter and there'd be no reason why anyone in the diocese should find out about it. Hello viewers, The Clinic by Paul G. Brett. Please sub me if you like it. I wouldn't want to cause you any trouble, but it's a secret. As I say, no one will know. Do you mind about it yourself anyway? No, not really, within limits. I have thought quite a lot about this. There's a question about donor identity. You couldn't really have children growing up and not knowing what their real biological parents were. Anyway, Bishop Rupert had a meeting with various people some time ago to think it all through. He asked me to take part and Peter Grimford was there. He's a hospital consultant and a friend of my brother. He was very much in favour of it. The Clinic by Paul G. Brett on Amazon KDP. I'll keep going. Greenford, my doctor at the clinic is called Greenford, Hugo Greenford. Hugo, he's Peter's son. Oh, it's all too good to be true. And what more, he told me he's got a new car. It's a Ford and it's green. A green Ford, and the crazy number plate is CNR277. It's cell nuclear replacement. And how many times they had to try to get it to work so they could produce Dolly the sheep. You couldn't make it up, could you? High global balance. That was enough from our family for one day, but as soon as things started up again after the holiday, a second bombshell hit the vicarage. The Bakers had made another appointment to go and see the bishop, and I was to go with them. I had promised to try to look into the question of their silverware, and had been to confront Leighton about it without much success. And I said we should keep in touch, so I had no alternative but to agree. Thank you. They came round in a hired car to pick me up, and we drove to the palace in good time for the interview. They were in ecstasies over the place, the building, the gardens, the history. But their real interest, of course, was in the Epigene, the clinic by Paul G. Brett. I'll keep going. Rupert welcomed us, seemingly a little uncertain about why I was with them, but otherwise apparently content. No, now let me see, he said. We met back in September, so you've been over here for some time. How have you been spending your days? This is indeed an extended holiday, if I may call it that. Yes, we love your country. You Poms are so friendly. We stayed a bit longer than planned. Our history is here, of course, but we've so little of it back home, apart from the Aboriginal peoples. We're getting a bit embarrassed about that these days. We all have some dark periods in the past, better not to dwell on that, but to look to the future. But where have you been? Thank you, viewers. We went to Oxford to see the Dreaming Spires and Blenheim Palace. That Duke got given it as a reward for beating the French. That's another bit of imperialism, I suppose. Then we went to the Lake District to see where your poet Wordsworth lived. There weren't any golden daffodils at the time, wrong season. Anyway, we loved the lake and all the other lakes and mountains. Actually, we call them fells. Yes, of course, got to get it right. But we must come to the reason for your visit. It's good to see you again, and Lee, and to hear about your time here. But how can I help you? Well, Rupert, we've been investigating my great-uncle's silver bequest. You remember he asked you about it last time. There was a similar thing put up for auction in London in October when we happened to be there, and Lee was there too. When I say similar, I mean it was the very thing. It was ours and they had no right to sell it. It was stolen property. And I said I'd tell the police about it. Yes, I had heard about that, a shameful thing. I imagine that reputable auction houses check that sort of thing beforehand. The Clinic by Paul G. Brett. Thank you, viewers. Bye for now. Please sub me.